Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the studio. Here we are with another video, and oh shit, I've actually got a kind of a fun one today. Obviously, not much has happened since yesterday we went thrifting, and this will actually finally be a self-contained daily vlog. Finally, not that I don't mind I actually like the multi-day vlogs a little bit, because it kind of gives me a lot. There is a bird chirping right up in my shit. You can probably hear that on the camera. But anyway, I just got off work. It's currently 4:45, and time to start the vlog. So probably what I'm gonna do today, I've said it a million times, I'm probably gonna clean. I'm not gonna show off the whole place because it's pretty bad. Kind of upset with myself at how bad it's gotten. It won't take long to clean though, probably like an hour and a half, if that. Pretty fast cleaner. However, I do have some fun that we're going to embark on later today. I want to sit down, and I'm actually going to be planning a trip with my dad to do a little road trip to go pick up some games and thrift all over Indiana. So I live in Ohio. I've said it before millions of times. And we're gonna head over to Indiana, where for some reason the retro game market over there is just popping. So like anytime we're on Marketplace or anything, it's always pick up Indiana. Like you can get 3 GameCube games for $50 in Indiana, you know. So I want to map out a route of all the cool game stores to hit up, and then we're gonna head straight there some point probably within the next month, I want to say. If we can shoot for July, mid-July, that would be pretty cool. So yeah, we're gonna do that. I know of a couple places I really want to hit up, like Disc Replay, which if you've ever seen Phoenix Resale on YouTube, he goes there. I've seen it, looks pretty good. Any half-price books, like yesterday, just went to a half-price books, and there you go, found some good shit. So I want to hit up a bunch of those kinds of places. Game Exchange, I think, is another one that's pretty good. And then just various game stores that I can find through my research on the internet. So I just got home. I'm gonna kind of wind down here for a minute and then probably look up some places to do. But I'll see you guys in just a minute. GG Tax. Meow. Got something you want to say? Ignore the trash. I'm still working on cleaning. But I did sit down and make a cool little spreadsheet for the little trip I was talking about earlier. So basically, I think I've got a pretty good idea of what's going to happen. Probably like next month, June 10th or June 16th, I think is when we're doing this. Let me double check the calendar real quick. We had a date. So it looks like it's gonna be on, the 16th, Tuesday, or July, 16th of July. We're gonna head out, and we are going to do a road trip, me and my dad. He's a collector as well, mainly in Funko Pops, and he likes to resell stuff as well. So it's kind of like our shared mutual interest. But here's the spreadsheet I've been working on. Basically just saying, what stores we're gonna hit up. So those are like the addresses to the stores, etc., etc. I'm gonna plan out a little trip. Obviously there's gonna be a bunch of stuff where we're like gonna swing by some garage sales, maybe some flea markets, maybe some Goodwills, kind of hit up a bunch of stuff. But it's gonna be a big ol' giant road trip just for the sole purposes of finding grails and stuff. And I'm pretty excited about it. I'm going to DoorDash every single day that I'm off work to gain the money for this. So I've already scheduled myself to dash next week on my off days. So every day I can usually average about $100 profit if I do a full day. So what I'm going to do is there's about 9 days where I can DoorDash fully. So my goal is to have about $900 just from DoorDashing ready to go to spend on this trip. Now I also get paid right beforehand, and most of my bills will be covered. So I should have about, I'd say probably a comfortable $300 to play with. So that on top of the DoorDash money, I'll have over $1,000, $1,200 almost, to just kind of to go out and buy inventory for the store. So that's what we're gonna do. Obviously, I don't think I'm gonna spend that much, but we'll have that money to play around if we come across like a grail, like the other day when we went to Half Price Books, we had that. I don't think I showed that on camera. There was a $400 Zelda completed box DSiX or new Nintendo 3DS XL, $400. When online it goes for $560. So it was a great buy. I just did not have the money for it. I would have bought it if I did, because it would have just been a good piece for the store, or just to even flip online for $100. But what we're going to be doing is me and my dad are actually going to have a little competition. This whole thing will be filmed, by the way. You guys will obviously see everything. We're going to have a little competition that I'm very excited about, where we're going to be looking for specific grails that we'll like type down or have in our minds or whatever. And whoever finds the most grail or the most like profit per grail, or however we want to do it, wins. And it's just like a little fun competition, and I think that'll be really cool. Or if whoever finds the most things on their list or something. Whether or not we buy it or not, we'll see, but just finding it I think is pretty cool. So there's a couple of things that I'm looking for. I'm about to actually type up my list on what I want to get. I've always had a bunch of grails in mind. Obviously, Rule of Rose for me is huge. That's one of the games that's like, it's kind of like the de facto mascot of like rare and expensive video games. So I want a Rule of Rose so bad, mainly for the store. But personally, I wouldn't mind holding on to that. I'd get it framed. I don't care. I think it's a cool game. I mean, I've seen gameplay. Like the actual game itself is whatever. I just like the history behind it, and it's very unique and interesting. So that, Haunting Ground, any of the Silent Hills, any Fatal Frame, any horror really. Survival horror, I'm always down for any of those. I want to pick out specific ones though. So like Shantae for Game Boy Color is obviously one. Jack Brothers for Virtual Boy. What other grails would I love to see? Obviously like your big boys, Little Samson, Surprise at Dinosaur Peak, etc. Highly doubt we're gonna find those. But I'm thinking of like something that's like obscure, but like would be, you know, mispriced or something, or that has rocketed up. One would be One Piece for Game Boy Advanced. The cartridge alone goes for like $100, so that would be a fun one. So if I could find One Piece for the Game Boy Advance, that would be a cool little get. What else? I don't know. I mean, obviously your AAA titles, your big Marios and Zeldas, of course. But I don't know. There's some like grails that I'm looking for. Any PS1 screens, the PS1s that have like the screen on it, I would love to get that. Game Boy Player would be a big one. I never see those anywhere. Yeah, there's just a whole bunch of stuff. So I'm gonna put all those down, and we're gonna kind of do that whole thing. And it's gonna be really fun. And oh my God, the sun has started to seep into my house. I have the natural light. So I was like, why am I wasting electricity when I can have natural light? Because it's 90 fucking degrees outside. But yeah, I'm pretty excited about doing that trip, and moving along with the inventory for the store. So that'll be what I'm working on now. I will see you guys in a little bit. There'll probably be like one more clip before I end off this vlog, but catch you guys in a bit. Alright, so I've just finished writing up the list of grail items that I want to look for on the road trip. Now, 90% of these are like actual, I feel like pretty reasonable grails, like labeling them as such. There's like, oh shit, there's like one or two things that aren't necessarily grails, but I think have a more like likelihood of me seeing, and I'd like to at least mark off something on this list. I'd like to buy at least one thing off this list when we go, but I'm going to read you through the list, and this will also kind of double as like a theme for this vlog, being like my grails. These are just the ones off the top of my head. I mean, there are plenty of other ones that I haven't, that I would love to have. I just can't think of them at the moment. I'm sure I'll probably add to this list as that day approaches, and I'll let you guys know. But I do have a huge list of grails. That's one of my favorite things about collecting. I love super expensive video games. I don't know why. I already have one Grail, and it's my favorite so far, and that's Earthbound. I have the cartridge for Earthbound in my storage locker, and I really need to get that back. So, but our Grail list are as follows: Jack Bros for the Virtual Boy. Always been interested in having that game, owning that game. Rule of Rose for PS2. Haunting Ground for PS2. The PlayStation 1 screens, I think I mentioned. The Game Boy Advance player. I know like the PS1 screen and the Game Boy player aren't necessarily like rare or like super crazy, but they're expensive and they are really cool. So I'd like to get one of those. Then it's the cool stuff. So we've got the Kingdom Hearts Game Boy Advance SP. This was a special edition Kingdom Hearts SP. I would love to get it complete in box. But I think it was only released in Japan. So the odds of me finding it here are pretty low. But if I see it, I would love to grab it. It's a couple $100, I believe, complete in box, but super fucking cool. Came with Chain of Memories. Unfortunately, we didn't get that over in the States, which is stupid. And then there's the One Piece PSP, which is definitely only a Japan exclusive, but it's about $300 with the box and the game. But the One Piece PSP would be cool. And One Piece, or PSPs are not region locked, so you can actually play any English PSP title in a One Piece PSP, which is cool. And then there's any CIB Pokemon game. Any complete in-box Pokemon game. If the price is right, I will buy it. The most I'm willing to spend is about $200. So if I find like a complete in-box, I want to say like Pikachu or Yellow or Blue or Red. I think those go for pretty cheap. Not cheap, but $200 range. Once you get into the Crystal and Heart Golds or the Gold Silver and all that, it's a little more pricey, but especially the advanced ones, dude. The Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald are really expensive boxes, but I would love to get any of those. I think the cheapest ones are honestly probably the like Heart Gold, Soul Silver DS ones, so maybe something like that would be cool. And this is not my biggest one, but this is a very important Grail that I want, and it's recent. And people probably wouldn't call it a Grail because you can still buy it right now. It's not like off the market yet, at least from what I've seen. And that is the Coffee Talk PS5 Collector's Edition bundle. And the reason I put this on here is because I wanted a Collector's Edition on here somewhere, and the only one that I care about is the Coffee Talk, because it comes with, it's a big box for PS5. It's got the Coffee Talk 1 and 2. And it comes with like a bunch of extra goodies, but then it also comes with a super cool coffee mug for Coffee Talk. And I want that mug so bad, like in my personal collection. Like, this is not for the game store. This is just for my personal collection. The Coffee Talk PS5 Collector's Edition, I want it. It's one of the rare things that I really want for my personal collection. Because I'm going to use that mug. And, you know, it's kind of an homage because the creator of that game did pass away, which is really upsetting. But it's an amazing game, so I want it. Next is Persona 1 or Persona 2 for PS1. Pretty stock standard. Those are some pretty big, you know. Another one that a lot of people might not know about is Klonoa Door to Phantomile. That's another PS1 gem, I believe. It's very expensive still, but if I see that, I would love to pull the trigger on that guy. Next is a big one is Shantae for Game Boy Color, just cartridge or the box ideally, but the cartridge alone would be totally fine. However, those are easy as hell to fake. There's a lot of fakes out there, so finding a genuine copy will take some digging. Next one is Lollipop Chainsaw for PlayStation 3. My dad actually just recently got Lollipop Chainsaw for Xbox 360, but I think the PS3 version is more expensive, and PS3 is better anyway. Just kidding. I think Xbox 360 and PS3 are kind of neck and neck, honestly, that generation, because PS3 had its lows, but its ups were pretty good. But I think 360 was more consistent throughout the board. Either way, I'm rambling. Next Grail is, and this is a Grail. This is a fucking huge Grail, and that is Clay Fighters Sculptor's Cut for the Nintendo 64. It's a fucking expensive game. It's like I'm pretty sure that's like an $800 game now. So that would be cool to find. Mega Man X2 or X3 for SNES. Those are multi-$100 games. Chrono Trigger is another one. And then another huge grail of mine that I actually would keep for my personal use. I would love to sell them in the store eventually, but my personal, if I were to keep one copy of this system, it would be the Pikachu Nintendo 64. I fucking love that blue Pikachu Nintendo 64, and I want one. So that would also be a personal item. If I find that, I would love to have it. Next is going to be, let's see here, Castlevania Symphony of the Night for PS1. Very good game, very, very possible to get, but very expensive still. Next is Conker's Bad Fur Day for 64, also another one that's expensive but easy to find. And then this one was crazy. I didn't realize, I think I talked about this in the last clip, but One Piece for Game Boy Advance skyrocketed in price, so I'd like to find that in the box ideally. And then next is Game Boy Advanced kiosk, Virtual Boy kiosk, because they're smaller kiosks, and I don't have the room for the big cool kiosks, but the like little mini ones I think are pretty sick. I don't think those are likely, but it's just like if we come across them at a game store, at a garage sale, I'd like to check them out. And then next is Gotcha Force, Chibi Robo, Pokemon Box, Ribbit King. They're my 4 GameCube grails. And obviously Gotcha Force is like a $400 game. Chibi Robo is up there. Pokemon Box is like a $1,000 game, $2,000 game, something like that. Ribbit King is pretty expensive. And then I just thought about it, but my 2DS grails are Dokapon Journey, and Magician's Quest, which I did put in my underrated gems, I think, video. Magician's Quest, Mysterious Times for DS. So those are my grails. Those are what I'm going to be looking for when we go on this trip. But I'm very excited about it. I hope you guys are too. But I've rambled enough in this video. This vlog, I feel like, is probably boring if you're not actually interested in this stuff. But I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys tomorrow in the next one. Hopefully we'll actually go do stuff instead of just sit at a computer and talk. But let me know what you guys think of these more talking type style vlogs. I don't know. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.